everybody? I'm Yogi. This is Yogi's Trail, and this is my first video in my intro to backpacking series. And it is just that. It is a video for people that are just beginning to backpack, that kind of want to know, what should I put in this so I can go out there and come back safe. So by all means, if you're a seasoned backpacker, I know you guys are cutting your handles off your toothbrush, you're using 30-liter packs. This video is going to be geared towards beginners, so bear with me here. Quick little disclaimer, I own all of this gear. I've been collecting it for years. I've gotten it through saving, it being the one thing I kind of spend money on, gifts, shopping sales, discounts, REI outlet, coupons, REI garage sale. So if you see all this stuff, like when I started backpacking and I watched gear videos, it was like, how am I going to get all this stuff? It's so expensive. And through time, through careful shopping, through savings, you'll get all this stuff. Trust me, it's okay. But that being said, let's kind of get started here. So we're going to need a backpack to go backpacking. We're going to need a sleeping bag. We're going to need something to put on top of the sleeping bag, or put the sleeping bag on top of, to be correct. Or I guess you can put it on top of your sleeping bag, however you want to rock, go. I like a pillow, a shelter, something to put under your shelter to protect your shelter. These items here are considered the big three or big four. When I was starting out, it was the big three. Now I guess it's the big four. But that'll be your backpack, your sleeping pad, your sleeping bag, and your shelter. These items here are going to be the heaviest items out of your kit. So when you're starting to buy gear, just buy the lightest stuff that you can afford, because you're going to want lighter stuff in the future, and it's just really this kind of smart thing to do, and it will save you money in the long run. Next, let's go to insulation. When you're hiking in the daytime, oh, by the way, this is all 3-season gear too. This is not for like winter use. So when you're hiking in the daytime, you're hot, you're sweaty, you're creating heat through your aerobic exercise activity. Like, you're not going to be wearing your down jacket when you're hiking, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon in the sun. This is for when you wake up in the morning, and this is for when you stop. So when you stop that aerobic activity and your body stops creating all that heat, you're going to want some insulation. So a down jacket, a synthetic jacket, a wool sweater that you buy at Goodwill, kind of whatever you want to use for insulation. Make sure you bring something to keep you warm. Next is rainwear, rain jacket, something for your hands, something for your bottom half. I like a rain skirt versus rain pants. I like rain gloves because my hands get super cold, and so I just like having rain gloves with me. And your rain jacket can also double as like a windbreaker if you want to. Get one with pit zips. That's going to really help when you're hiking in the daytime with it, and it's raining and you need to vent some heat. Those pit zips are super nice. Next, we're going to have clothing here. So some sort of hiking shirt. It can be a synthetic. It can be cotton. I know a lot of people will be like, no, cotton kills. But I see a lot of people hiking in cotton shirts, and if you want to hike in cotton, by all means, hike in cotton. Just make sure you have some insulation that's not made of cotton for when it gets cold later. So some sort of hiking shirt, long sleeves is nice. I've been using the ones with the hoods on them, and I love those. They're indispensable for me now. Some sort of shorts or pants, or if you want to hike in Carhartt jeans, hike in Carhartt jeans. There's something to wear in your bottom half here. If you're going to use briefs, like an extra pair of briefs, it's really nice to have an extra pair in case the ones you're wearing get dirty, and you know what I mean when they get dirty. But yeah, it's nice to have an extra pair of briefs with you. Extra pairs of socks is really important. I think it is super important because if you're hiking in dirty, nasty socks all day that have grit and dirt in them, you're going to get blisters just on the simple fact that your socks are disgusting. So being able to change out your socks, or being able to like switch out a pair of socks, wash a pair of socks, and hang it on your pack is really nice when you're in the backcountry. Next, we're going to have sleeping clothing. Now I say sleeping clothing, like I like to have clothes that are clean for sleeping. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to wear like my micro grid or like my mid layer if it's like super cold in the day and I just need an extra layer and the rain jacket isn't cutting it. I will do that, but I really like to reserve a top and a bottom just for light camp clothes, just to sleep in. Next, we're going to have some sort of insulation for your hands, like a pair of gloves, insulation for your head, some sort of beanie. A buff is super nice to have. These are so versatile. You can make them a neck gaiter out of them, and it will save your neck from getting scorched by the sun. You can make a mask, you can make a headband. I don't know, you can just wear them for fun. Then you're going to have something to put all these clothes in. Now you can put them in your backpack with your sleeping bag in your trash compactor system, or if you want to use like a Dyneema sack or a Sil nylon stuff sack or like a gallon Ziploc bag, whatever is waterproof, have something to put your clothes in. Next, let's do cook system. So something to cook your food in. If you're cold soaking, by all means, cold soak, throw it in some sort of jar, but I like hot food. So jet boil is really nice. You can do the canister system, so some sort of pot. Make sure it's single walled. Do not cook on a double insulated cup. It will explode on you, and they're heavy. And some sort of canister stove. Here I have the BRS. This thing's like 15, 20 bucks off Amazon. Weighs less than an ounce. It's kind of finicky, but it works. A lighter. I like these light load towels or some sort of bandana to kind of wipe stuff off with. A scrub pad for cleaning your pot. Some soap and fuel, of course. Next, you're going to have something to put your food in. I like this Granite Gear Air Zip Sack bag. So it opens, as you can see, lengthwise, and it's really easy to open it up and see all your food in there and pick out what you want to eat. And then you're going to have some sort of system to keep your food safe from animals. A bear bagging system, so a light AF bear bagging system is what I have here. It's just basically going to be a bag to put a rock in and some line to tie it off and throw it over a tree. If you don't want to do that, then you can use like an Ursack. And this is pretty simple. You just throw your food bag in there and tie this off to a tree. It's super easy. It takes all the headache out of bear bagging. It's a little heavier, but I really like them. After that, you're going to need something for your water. Something to hold your water, something to treat your water, or filter your water. Smart water bottles is what I use for like just my daily water bottle. I use this Knock Vecto bag for my filtration bag and extra water storage bag. And then here we just have like a Sawyer Squeeze filter. But you can use whatever. Sawyer Squeeze, inline gravity system, Aquamira, iodine, just something to make sure you're drinking clean water. Do not drink water straight from the source. I've met people that have done that. They have Giardia, they spend weeks in the hospital. It will ruin your life and it will ruin your trip. Well, maybe it won't ruin your life, but for the moment it will. Next we have some sort of like bathroom system, so like a toiletry kit. Trowel, something to dig a hole to bury your waste in. Make sure you have a trowel. They're super, super easy to use. They're light. You can use a trekking pole if you want to. You can use a stake kit if you want to. But I like using a trowel. Make sure that I can dig a hole deep enough to really bury everything. Toilet paper, and then make sure you have some hand sanitizer as well to clean up after that. You do not want to get sick from that. That's also horrible. Some sort of first aid kit. Whatever you want to use, whatever you want to take. It can be huge, it can be small. Your personal preference on that one. Here we have just like a ditty system. So a ditty bag to me is just something that has like stuff, like my personal items, stuff for me. So if you have like medications that you take, if you have to take like, I don't know, if you like taking certain vitamins or something, throw them in your personal ditty. You know, keep it in your bag and keep it in your tent or hammock at nighttime so you have all your kind of stuff with you that you need when you're kind of relaxing. For me, I have an Anker power cord charger, something to charge things with, a little cable to connect to the charger, some headphones, some eye drops, sunscreen, which is definitely a must. SPF 50 or above is really nice. Some sort of chapstick, also a must out there. Another hand sanitizer, my toothbrush and toothpaste, a little tiny Swiss Army knife. And my ditty bag varies on trips. I might put extra stuff in there, I might take stuff out, but just something that has kind of your personal items in it. Then we have illumination, headlamp, flashlight, whatever you want to use, something that you can see in the dark with. Next we have like a personal little like repair kit. So in here I have a patch kit for my NeoAir. I have some tenacious tape to tape up a shelter. I have extra Aquamira in case I lose a filter or a marmot steals it or it freezes, who knows. But I like to have a backup water purification system. Also make sure you have some sort of navigation system. Something in your phone like an app, downloaded maps, GPS, a paper map is always good to bring. You can bring a compass if you want to as well. But something that's going to tell you where you're at and let you know where you need to go and how to get there. And then we're going to have like a fanny pack. I like fanny packs. I think they're really nice in the outdoors. And if it was socially acceptable, I would wear them every day, all day. But my friends just won't stop making fun of me. But a fanny pack is nice to have, so I kind of put that in here. Bandana of some sort. I like a cotton bandana because if it's hot out, I can put it in some cold water, put it around my neck, and now if it's super hot and I'm hiking in the heat, I have something that's really going to cool my system down. Putting it on your neck, that vasculature runs through here, is really going to do a good job of cooling your body down. And those heat illnesses are super real out there, so be aware of them. Next we're going to have, let's do like something to sit on. Underneath all this I have a Z-seat, so it's just like a Thermarest Z-seat. I take that every single time I go hiking. I love it for quick breaks. I'm getting a little older, joints are getting a little stiff, so I take a chair with me. And trekking poles. If you're going to use a shelter that needs pitched with trekking poles or some sort of carbon fiber aftermarket pole, make sure you bring that. Or you can use a stick. But trekking poles are nice. They're going to save your knees in the long run. They're going to really help you kind of stabilize yourself. When I first started backpacking, I was horrible with them. I looked like this weird, kind of person just like flailing about with them, and I hated them. And I was like, I will never use these. But soon there's a little learning curve, and they're indispensable to me now. So I love taking trekking poles. Let's do kind of, one more gadget, camp shoes. I love having camp shoes. They air my feet out at night. They're good for water crossings. And I like these Bedrock sandals. They're a little heavier, but I will straight up hike in these throughout the day. I love hiking in Bedrocks. It's such like a freeing experience for your feet. It feels great. Last but not least, let's do emergency stuff. So a beacon of some sort, if you want to take a beacon. Now mind you, these are expensive, but what's your life worth to you? Can you put a dollar amount on your life? I don't know, I can't. Whistle. I also get made fun of for bringing a whistle. I don't know why. Whistles are amazing. I've been on camping trips where I'm supposed to meet a group of buddies, and they don't find me because, one, they don't go to where I'm telling them I'm at. Two, you can't really hear people through the woods. So when you're yelling and screaming in the woods, I had an experience where my friends were like 150, 200 feet away from me, and I couldn't hear them. And they said they were walking through the camp, they were yelling, they were hollering, and I could not hear them. I mean, partly because I was hanging in my hammock watching a movie or something, but these things are great. They will save your life. You cannot yell for a sustained amount of time. Your voice box will go out within like 5 minutes of screaming. So this cuts through wind. It has a nice high pitch. 1, 2, 3 is the universal sign for SOS. And that's going to really let people know that you're in danger. The last thing that's not on the table is your trip plan. So this is your protocol that you're going to leave with somebody. You're going to tell them where you're going, when you're going to be back, which route you're taking, and what to do if you don't call them within a certain time window when you get back. Now this is uber important. Make sure you tell somebody where you're going, when you're going to be back, yada yada yada, all the stuff I just said. And if you kind of want to have a little leeway with that, you can get one of those satellite messengers like a Garmin Mini InReach, a Garmin InReach, or Spot device. The Spot device has little messages you can preload and send them out. So let's say you're having a great time and you want to stay out an extra day. You can say, hey, I'm having a good time. I'm going to be back tomorrow. And if you have the InReach, you can just kind of tell them, hey, I'm having a good time. Or, hey, I sprained my ankle. I'm not in like a life or death situation, but I am going to be late. Maybe you can meet me at the trailhead with some ice and a few beers or something. So again, this is what I think you should put in your pack if you want to go out and you want to have a good time and you want to be safe. By all means, if you're one of those people that doesn't like to bring a lot of stuff or whatnot, then maybe this video isn't for you. But this video is geared towards the beginner backpacker, getting you out there to enjoy yourself and to build and grow as a backpacker. Now, if you have questions about anything, if you want to talk about this gear in depth, I will be doing more gear videos on this Intro to Backpacking series. We're going to go into backpacks, we're going to go into shelters, we're going to go into sleep systems, we're going to go into different styles of insulation, we're going to go into my first aid kit. So stay tuned, all that stuff is to come, and thanks for watching. A lot of this gear might be kind of more a budget-friendly option, but pretty much this is what I think you need for a backpacking trip. Good in coronavirus.